Battalion 1 on a shooting, 9 George 2, Century Theaters, 14300 East Alameda Avenue. Engine 8, Battalion 1 on a shooting, Century Theaters.
To update you on the situation, if you're just now joining us, at least 14 dead, 50 injured. A lot of those injuries are severe after a lone gunman opens fire in a theater outside of Denver, Colorado in Aurora.
7 Sandy Hook School. Callers indicating she thinks there's someone shooting in the building. Units responding to Sandy Hook School. The front glass has been broken out of the school. They're unsure why. All units, the individual that I have on the phone is continuing to hear what he believes to be gunfire. All units responding to Sandy Hook School at this time, the shooting appears to have stopped. It is silent at this time. The school is in lockdown. I have reports that the teacher saw 2 shadows running past the building, past the gym, which would be rear high base. Near shooting.
Yeah, we got them. They're coming at me down Cross Point. Yeah, these units in the school, I got bodies here, but getting ambulances.
It's believed at this hour, and it's been confirmed to ABC News by state police there in Connecticut, that 2 shooters were initially believed involved in the mass shooting. One of those shooters now dead. You can see they're heavily armed, many of them carrying their automatic weapons to try to find out really what unfolded here today. Can you imagine being a parent of a little child who saw this scene that you're looking at right now? It's about the reality of what unfolded there at their elementary school today.
We've endured too many of these tragedies in the past few years. And each time I learn the news, I react not as a president, but as anybody else would, as a parent. And that was especially true today. I know there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do. The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. As a country, we have been through this too many times. Whether it's an elementary school in Newton, or a shopping mall in Oregon, or a temple in Wisconsin, or a movie theater in Aurora, or a street corner in Chicago, these neighborhoods are our neighborhoods, and these children are our children. And we're going to have to come together and take meaningful action to prevent more tragedies like this, regardless of the politics.
So why are Americans allowed to carry guns? In 1791, along with the rest of the Bill of Rights, the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution was adopted. It gives citizens the right to keep and bear arms. Most of those citizens had emigrated from countries where they had been oppressed by their governments. The English settlers believed they needed to have the guns, to have the right to bear arms, and form state militias. They wanted to be able to protect themselves from intruders, from wild animals, from invaders, and even tyrants who might take over the federal government.
Good morning. My name is Neil Heslin. Jesse Lewis was my son. He was 6 years old. He was a victim in Sandy Hook. I'm here today to just hopefully get the word out that changes have to be made. He was my son, he was my buddy, he was my best friend. I just hope some good can come out of this and changes for mental health, the ban of assault weapons. I just can't fathom why any of us need that in our society or in our home. Why do we need 30-round magazines or cartridges?
It doesn't work. My problem with background checks is you're never going to get criminals to go through universal background checks. We don't even prosecute anybody right now that goes through the system we have. So we're going to make all those law-abiding people go through the system, and then we aren't going to prosecute any of the bad guys if they do catch one. And none of it makes any sense in the real world.
It's a simple concept. We need civility across our nation. What we're seeing are symptoms of a bigger problem. This is a symptom. The problem is not gun laws. The problem is a lack of civility.
I believe that gun control is really vital to our society and that we need to manage our guns and that we have in general. I believe that there should be background checks for everyone who tries to get a gun. I don't believe that convicted felons should be able to get a hold of guns.
I personally don't think that security guards should have guns at a school because, like, kids could, like, feel threatened or whatever, and then they might want to, like, steal the gun and they could use it on other people. And if there's a gun, you're more likely to, like, die from an accident.
Well, it depends on the school if they should hire security guards or not, because some schools can afford security guards while others can't.
Guns have come a long way since 1791, and it's time for our laws to be updated before more mass shootings take place.